YouTubers! So this video has been way overdue. I wanted to actually make this content video since I finished my first part of my program, but I just never had any time or was able to like sit down and gather all my content together and make it flow so it all makes sense. But I feel like it's about time that I do make this video. So as you can tell by this title, this video is going to be about my quick service experience, more of my experience rather than pros and cons of it, because people have their own opinions and what they prefer and things like that. So I also want to in this video include like the details about the role and what to expect and things like that. So in my Disney College program in Spring Advantage 2015, I was in quick service in Stan's West at Magic Kingdom, which means Stan's West is at locations in Aloha Isles, Liberty Square, and Frontierland. I was only trained in Adventureland and Liberty Square, but I knew a lot of people that worked in Frontier, so I kind of know a glimpse of how they run things. I know this is one type of a location for quick service. There's another one where you're just stationed at one location. So for example, Cosmic Rays, Be Our Guest, is Pinocchio? No, Pinocchio might be. There's some locations in quick service where you're just at one location, and there's also another type which is outdoor vending, which is any outdoor vending, and then your location would be like at Magic Kingdom or outdoor vending at Hollywood Studios. So I think that's how outdoor vending runs. But I think those are the three types of quick service locations you'll be into. So either you get a location where you're in multiple lands, or you're just in one location, or you're in ODV, which is in like multiple locations throughout the park. I think that's how that one works. So yeah, I'll be talking about like one location but with multiple locations. Would that make sense? It'll make more sense later, I promise. So first, I'm just going to talk about Adventureland, which is the first land that I started in, which included Aloha Isles, Sunshine Tree Terrace, and the Egg Roll Cart. So just three locations in there. Aloha Isles is very known for its Dole Whip. Actually, when I started training, they were making some changes that were going to be happening in the next month. So I came in February. By March, Aloha Isles and Sunshine Tree Terrace swap locations because the old Aloha Isles location was very small and it wasn't very efficient. A lot of people were waiting for their Dole Whips for like 20 minutes. So Disney decided to like swap locations. So Aloha Isles is a very bigger area. People are getting their Dole Whip faster, and they also limited their flavor types. It used to be pineapple, orange, and vanilla, but now it's just all pineapple, so people don't have to wait that long to figure out what they want with their flavors and things like that. So it's literally just, you want a pineapple cup or you want a pineapple float. So it makes it a little bit easier, make it more efficient, so people are getting their stuff faster, which frustrated a lot of the guests because vanilla and orange were actually really good. I'm not much of a pineapple person, so it was kind of bumming that they did get rid of orange and vanilla. But also another location that I mentioned at Sunshine Tree Terrace, they do have the citrus swirl, which isn't the exact same as Dole Whip, but it is orange and vanilla. So at Sunshine Tree Terrace, they served ice cream, slushies, drinks. I think that was it. Yeah, those were it. So with Sunshine Tree Terrace and Aloha Isles, it was a lot of like dessert and snacks quick service, which I'm very used to because I work at Jamba Juice, which was pretty cool. It was not that bad adjusting to like the new quick service lifestyle. The other thing that I mentioned was the egg roll cart. It was actually across from the like this is merchandise and in Adventureland. It was there, and then they actually got rid of the egg roll cart probably like 2 or 3 months in, which kind of sucked because the egg rolls were pretty good. They also sold corn dogs there, so it was egg rolls and corn dogs. And then while I started training there, they started coming out with the cheeseburger spring rolls, which are so good. Sounds very strange, but good. And then also like bottled drinks and things like that. So they sold that there, got rid of it within 2 months, and then a lot of people were complaining like, hey, where's the egg roll cart? So they decided to bring it back in the summertime. but it was more towards where the other outdoor vending people stand with like the popcorn and the ice cream, stuff like that. So they kind of like put it together, but it's not really operated together, but we still help each other out. The second location that I worked at was Liberty Square, and which was Sleepy Hollow, the Liberty Market, and Corn Dog. Very similar lifestyle. Sleepy Hollow was something new to me because it was deep fry, like funnel cakes, waffles, things like that, but it was really cool to experience actually dealing with food. And then Liberty Market is, you're basically like a cashier at a market. Like, it's a very self-serve thing with our guests, so they just bring up all their items, you just ring it up, the stuff like that. There is a person that like makes the corn, but that's only if you're a stalker. They usually do that, so you don't have to worry about that unless you are trained to be a stalker. And then Corn Dog Stand is very similar to the egg roll cart in Adventureland. So at my location, our system deals with CDS, which is known as the Cast Deployment System, and that's how you clock in and out for your breaks and for your shifts and things like that. So I'm not sure if it's like this all the other locations, but how you would do is you would clock in, you would press the button that says get an assignment, and this just depends on the coordinators and what their assignment that needs to be done. If you need to cover someone's break, if you need to bump someone out, which means like bump someone out for them to go home. And if you are a CP, you're going to hear this a lot. CP is also known as closing person, so you are going to be closing like practically every night. I started in February and I was closing practically every single day until like May, and also every single Saturday, which every Saturday is extra magic hours, which is known as EMH. So they would open until 2 o'clock. We would be scheduled until 3, and this is 3 a.m. And also this just depends on like what location. This is specifically Magic Kingdom. It could be different elsewhere in a different park. There's like pros and cons in working closing. Like, I would usually be scheduled like 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., which isn't bad at all. So you have like the whole day to yourself. But it just screws up your next schedule because you would be waking up like at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. and then you repeat. But it was nice to get out of that closing task, or the closing person, once new CPs came in and we started to get mid and morning shift, which was wonderful. But just do expect that. So what to expect in quick service is for sure being a fast-paced environment. You're constantly just like, you know, on the go. You're grabbing different things and you're making sure like the guest has all of their items. You're handling cash money, things like that. It might be a little overwhelming at first, but if you're very used to the fast-paced environment, then you should be okay. But if not, like, you'll eventually get used to it and you'll get the hang of it and you'll start to challenge yourself more. A pro thing that's really cool about working in quick service is that there's so many CPs. Just because quick service is such like a big role, they have more people, they have more CPs in locations. So you're gonna meet so many people from all over the world, from all over the place, and you get to hear their stories of like, you know, where they're from, what they do, things like that. Like, my groups of CPs that came in spring advantage with me, like, they were just so awesome. Like, we were such a big family. And with the quick service role, I do recommend to be open-minded with this role, because, you know, people may say like, oh, quick service is like a higher class McDonald's work style, but I mean, you can't forget that you're working at Disney, and just because it isn't like a glamorous role, it doesn't mean that it's not important. Like, a lot of people buy Disney food. So without you in the role of quick service, like, there wouldn't be any food in the park. So just keep an open mind, like, your role is important, and I mean, you just have to have fun. And I know more people that love this role more than disliked it. So I mean, if you're accepted into quick service, I highly suggest, like, just to make the best out of it and just have a lot of fun. So that is my experience with quick service. Overall, I actually really did enjoy Stan's West. I met a lot of people, and it was just a really cool, like, feel of how they do operate in the food beverage department. Would I ever come back? maybe not, just because I've experienced PAX and I really love PAX so much. I would love to still visit people at Stans West because I met a lot of people and stuff like that. So my camera is dying, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below which other videos you would like to see. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment and all that good jazz, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!